4 days in the fridge, 6 months in the freezer, 4 hours on the counter. There, that's the answer, 12 seconds in. But if you're heading back to work, those 3 numbers are also the exact reason perfectly good milk ends up down the sink. Knowing which number applies to the bottle in your hand, that's the part nobody explains. So let's follow 1 bottle of milk from your desk at the office all the way to your baby and mark every clock it runs on. We'll cover 4 parts. Most of a wasted stash is lost in just one of them. Fresh milk, straight from the pump, on the counter at room temperature, that's 77 degrees or cooler, it's good for 4 hours. In the fridge, at 40 degrees or colder, 4 days. In a standard freezer, 6 months is the sweet spot. Up to 12 months is still considered safe. You're trading a little quality for time, not safety, and that's the whole chart. That's the thing the entire internet is arguing about. But here's the part that trips absolutely everyone up. Those clocks don't stack. Milk that sat on the counter for 3 hours does not get a fresh 4 days when you move it to the fridge. Every clock runs from the moment you pumped. Moving milk somewhere colder slows the clock down. It doesn't reset it. Keep that one idea, and the rest of this video is just arithmetic. So that's your baseline, and almost none of it survives contact with an actual work day. Because between your pump and your fridge, there's a commute. Insulated cooler bag, frozen ice packs, packed tight, 24 hours. That single number is what makes going back to work possible at all. Pump at 10 a.m. at the office, and as long as that milk goes straight into a cooler with ice packs, it's fine through your commute, through traffic, through daycare pickup. 2 things make it work. Pack the bag full. Empty space is warm air. And stop opening it. Every time you unzip that bag, you spend some of your 24 hours. And one more, which almost nobody gets told. If you pump again at 2 p.m. and want to top off the bottle from 10, cool the fresh milk down first. Warm milk poured into cold milk warms the whole container back up, and now your oldest milk is running on a clock you can't see. Chill it separately, then combine. Okay, the milk made it home. Now comes the part where most of a freezer stash actually gets lost. And I promise you, it is not spoilage. Once it's home, you've got 4 days to decide. Use it or freeze it. If you know it's not getting drunk in the next day or 2, freeze it early. You're preserving quality, not just buying time. Then 3 things. 1, the freezer door is not the freezer. It's the warmest part of the whole appliance, and it swings up toward room temperature every single time somebody wants ice cream. Milk goes at the back, against the wall. A standalone deep freezer that holds at 0 is what earns you the full 12 months. The compartment on top of your fridge realistically earns you 6. 2, freeze it flat and leave room at the top. Milk expands as it freezes, so fill bags about 3/4. Lay them flat and you get stackable tiles you can read the dates on, instead of a bin full of lumps. 3, and this is the expensive one. Thawed milk does not get 4 days. Once frozen milk thaws in the fridge, you have 24 hours. Not 4 days, 24 hours. And you can never refreeze it. So thaw what you actually need, not what fits in your hand. Which is why the date on the bag matters more than the bag does. A stash rots from the back. Label everything with the day you pumped it, not the day you froze it, and always pull the oldest bag first. So those are the rules, but here's the thing. Almost every mom I know who's poured milk down the drain hadn't broken a single one of them. She dumped it because it smelled wrong. First, separation. Milk that's been sitting still separates. A fatty cream layer floats up, thinner milk sits underneath. That's not spoilage, that's physics. Swirl it gently and it comes right back together. Swirl, don't shake. Shaking is perfectly safe, it just knocks some of the proteins around for no reason. Second, the smell. If your thawed milk smells like soap or metal or old pennies, that's almost always lipase. It's an enzyme in your own milk that breaks down fat, and some of us just have a lot of it. The milk is safe. The taste is off. Plenty of babies drink it without blinking. Because actually spoiled milk doesn't smell soapy. It smells sour. The way milk left in a hot car smells. and it stays clumped after you swirl it. That's your test. Soapy swirls back and it's fine. Sour stays lumpy and it's out. And then the rule that overrides every other number on this chart: once your baby has actually drunk from the bottle, you have 2 hours, not 4 days. 2. Their mouth puts bacteria into the milk, and that bacteria does not care what your fridge says. So the bottle that comes home from daycare half full, that one's finished. It doesn't go back in the fridge for tomorrow, which is honestly the real argument for storing small. 2 to 4 ounces a bag. You can always thaw a second one. You can't undrink the first. One exception to everything I just said. All of these numbers assume a healthy, full-term baby at home. If your baby was born premature, or is in the NICU, or has a medical condition, the hospital's storage rules are stricter than these, and theirs are the ones that count. Ask them and use their chart. So, 4 hours on the counter, 24 in a cooler, 4 days in the fridge, 6 months frozen, 24 hours once it's thawed, 2 hours once the bottle's been drunk from. Colder slows the clock. Nothing resets it. But knowing those numbers and actually tracking them across 40 bags in a chest freezer are two completely different problems. And it's the second one that wastes milk. Which bag is oldest? What's still good? That's the next video. Setting up a stash rotation that tells you what to thaw so you never have to remember.